The name of this project is Esmeralda Bay Apartments. It is an urban infill project that basically, previously to this property having been constructed, was an industrial area with a wall around it, fairly unsightly. The emphasis on here is to use native plants as much as possible and incorporate FYN, Florida Yards and Neighborhoods principles also as much as we possibly could by using natives and also plants that once they get established will not need supplemental water. The challenge here is to have landscape in very limited spaces, and in this type of multifamily residential is that we're trying to really use what the terminology is bulletproof type of plantings. Plantings that once they get established will not need a lot of maintenance, will not need a lot of water, nor will they need to have much pesticide, fertilizer, things like that. Some of the background material you're looking at the trees are the Dahoon holly, which is a smallish tree growing in a confined space that almost has to, because of the limited root zone and also because of the fact that we don't want to have large canopy, tree canopy growing up against the buildings. Also, you can see the cocoa plum. Now, non-natives, we have the use of Veitchii montgomeryanas and other types of cat palms and things like that, that again, we also consider to be quite bulletproof because they don't need a lot of care nor a lot of maintenance. One of the tips of this Veitchii montgomeryana is that it's also self-fronding. It will drop its own fronds. You won't need eventually to get up with the bucket truck to maintain these palms. We're also using native cocoa plum along the property line. If you can see, look to the north along the sidewalk in the street and you'll see the cocoa plum that's planted, that too is native and it will not need any water. Compliant with Florida Power and Light requirements, we've planted silver buttonwood underneath these power lines, which will never grow into the power lines, nor will they ever cause an interruption because of the fact that they're doing that. Also, as an understory, we're planting another native, very nice, handsome native called Jamaica caper. This Jamaica caper right now that's about two and a half feet tall, eventually we're going to let it grow to the height of the rail of the chain link fence that you're looking there, so that it will provide just a little bit more natural buffer between this property and the adjacent property. The only really places where we've used sod is perhaps along paved areas where either people would open their vehicles and park and come out, and we didn't really want them going into a mulch surface or a planted surface, or on little strips along sidewalks. One of the small details of this is the use of a stone mulch in an area that otherwise, if we had planted, would need supplemental water. The stone mulch complies with the code and also is a water-saving attitude. One of the interesting factors of this development is that being the fact that it is a multifamily residential affordable type of homes and the monies were loan monies, one of the requirements of this property is that Florida Yards and Neighborhood certification would be part of this project as far as the certificate of occupancy.